It's time for our personality segment. Now, before I tell you who our personality for today is, and she's a pack of fire, you know, when you talk about a woman who's a fireball, Debbie Oduro is one. But before then, let me just let you know that you can use the hashtag Breakfast Daily to communicate with us. Send us messages. Tell us what you're thinking, what you want us to talk about. If you want to say anything to any of our guests, hashtag Breakfast Daily across all social media platforms. And you can send us a WhatsApp number, WhatsApp message as well. The number is on the screen. Don't forget, if you're texting us from beyond the borders of Ghana, prefix it with a country code +233. And so now let me tell you a bit about Debbie. Okay, so she's, I don't even know how to begin because she's a lot of things, okay? But a TV personality, she's won multiple awards for the philanthropy that she's done. I mean, she's in the entertainment space, she's working with corporates and doing PR, so many things. Your typical Jill of all trades, master of all.
Yeah.
So let you see her, and then we continue the conversation. Good morning, Debbie.
Morning, dear.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Good to have you here.
Same.
How does it feel being on the other side? As you're interviewing people. Yeah.
I think that's amazing. I should be here all the time.
So let's talk about you. And I mean, you do so many wonderful things, but let's start from how you grew up, how you even ended up discovering all the different talents that have led to who you are today.
Okay, I think I was born with it. I always say it. My mom is actually a soldier and my dad is a policeman. So I grew up with the military background. I never had fun when growing up. If I mean fun is when we are going on excursions, trip, playing, parties, no. I was locked even when I had to go to work. Then she'll come back and come and open us.
Wow.
Exactly.
How many siblings do you have?
We are 3.
Okay, so the 3 of you will be locked up.
Yes. When maybe big sister is out there working, little brother is with someone taking care of, I will be the only person. And I remember crying that I'm going to be beaten by a mouse. Because I was scared of staying alone. But I'm sure wherever my mom is right now, she should be proud of the girl that she raised with that typical training of the military. It wasn't easy. But we grew up at Labadi.
Okay.
Yes, Labadi. I started from homeschool to the JHS, then Osu Salem Senior High School. When I completed Salem, I was fortunate to get Laboni Senior High School. But as stubborn as I am, or as the philanthropist that I am, a friend of mine my tight childhood friend couldn't get the chance to go to school. And I'm like, Daddy, because he was working then with President Kufuor.
Okay.
Yes, I'm like, Daddy, I know you're capable of doing something for my friend. If she's not going to school, I'm not going to school. And that's how come I ended up in Osu Salem Senior High School, a private school, instead of me going to Laboni.
Wow.
Because that's where my dad was able to do.
So she took your place?
Yes.
Wow.
We ended up going to the same school.
You must have been, what, 15, 14, 15?
Exactly.
And you're already doing philanthropy?
I didn't even, I was only saving my own food. They didn't even know. My own food, I was just sharing with people. I will starve myself and pay school fees for my colleagues that are not able to pay their school fees. I didn't know. So I got sick and I almost got ulcer because I had gastritis. And that's when my parents started knowing that this is what I was doing in school. They had no idea.
Wow. But let's travel back to those times. What was going through your mind? I mean, what kind of satisfaction did you feel, if you can describe it?
Okay.
Did you feel whenever you felt that your action, sacrificing something for someone else, had made them better, had given them something that they were yearning for?
I think when I see someone smile, you know, when someone needs something, even us at this moment, although we are fulfilled with wherever we are at this point in our life and our career, at times we need things urgently, and when we don't get it, we feel down, we feel missing. So when I see them confused, missing, not smiling, it touches my heart and breaks me down totally. Until I see them smiling, I don't stop.
Wow. What was it like growing up with your siblings? And were they like you, or did they think you were a strange human being?
My sister would say I'm a talkative and I'm stubborn. Though I was getting positions in school, I will still be talking and I'll be giving people DP, double punishment. You know, but I'm the most difficult person in my family. And I think I've transferred it to my little brother because we are almost always together all the time.
Okay.
My
What's
big
the
sister,
age difference?
3 years.
Okay.
Yes, my big sister is 3 years older than me, and I'm 3 years old. We're actually 6, but 3 are no more, and we are the last. I'm the fifth born.
Sorry to hear about that.
I'm the fifth born.
Did they pass away when you were younger?
I didn't get to see them.
Sorry.
Yes, but I think my big sister saw 2 of them. Yeah. So I'm the fifth born, and my big sister actually is the magician in the house. And I'm the English person in the house. And my brother too has his own side. Exactly. So my mom was able to differentiate. I wasn't forced into doing something that I don't. She actually thought I'll be a journalist. She knew my media side because of my talking parrot and everything. But my dad wanted me to be a lawyer.
Interesting.
So I'll pursue that for him too.
I think you should.
Exactly. So my sis thought I'm a bit strange because things that I do are out of their imagination. I'll be bringing people to the house. Things that are in the house that we are supposed to eat, I'll give it to outside people. And we'll go hungry.
Meanwhile, you don't have extra.
Exactly. You know, because Dad was going around with ex-presidents and traveling. You know, these police people, when they travel out, it's at Ataflau, this place, and we are all left alone with Mom. And because of her...
So your dad was part of former President Kufuor's security detail.
Exactly. And because
he was traveling a lot.
Exactly. Hardly before you say, when you see him and he gives you money and you don't give it to mommy, you sleep with your empty stomach. That training there, I still remember. I know if she's watching me right, she will tell me I'm crazy, but I think I will do a little similar to my kids to teach them how to save. Because that actually helped me in saving a lot of money instead of spending and those kind of things. So my mom actually did well with me.
Okay, so your siblings thought you were a little bit strange, especially your older sister.
My elder sister.
Your younger brother, he picked up your stubbornness.
Yes, he is always with me.
And your mom taught you how to save. So let's talk about the money you are saving. I'm sure you're giving it to people.
Exactly. Now they want to change my name from Oduro to Adoye.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
This morning when I was coming, they said if I come, I should come and mention Deborah Oduro instead of Deborah Oduro.
Okay, so right from a very young, tender age, you had a giving heart.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your school years. We've already spoken about how you started with homeschool, and then from there you went to Osusalem, and then on
I went to a nursing school.
So you're a trained nurse.
I'm a trained nurse.
And that's one of the things that intrigued me, because this week we're celebrating International Nurses Day, Nurses Month, Nurses Week. And I mean, you're a trained nurse, and that explains also a lot how you ended up there, seeing that as your heart, because nurses are supposed to be selfless, right? That's how we imagine the nurses we want to go and meet in our health facilities. But you're not practicing.
No, I'm no more practicing.
So let's talk about your nursing school years and then moving into the profession and how you left.
I went to City of London Business College at Adenta, SDA. And after I graduated, I was fortunate to be, because of Daddy's position at the police, I was fortunate to work with Police Hospital. Although I started from Chumesiwa Hospital in East Legon. But Police Hospital taught me a lot. And it was fun working. As now, if I go there, they will tell me I'm not sick, or if a patient is there, they want me to check the patient shot. I remember when I stopped working and my mom got sick twice. My mom and my brother got sick. When I went there, they are like, oh, so would you be to me? So go and do whatever you had to do. Even injection, I had to inject them myself. You know, and you know, nursing, you have to keep practicing. So they thought I forgotten. I'm like, let me show you something. We don't, like, when it's a part of you, you don't just forget about it. So
maybe it may take you a while to start or to pick something out, but you don't forget.
Yes. When I quit nursing, or when I put a stop to it, even my parents didn't do a lot of things I hid from my parents. Because if I told them, they won't allow it. Especially my mom.
Why not? Why wouldn't they have allowed it?
You know, they've always provided things that we need. And in as much as we have our individual abilities, I love taking risks. So I want to do it, even if they say no, to just see and prove to them that, yes, I can do it. So it's still with me. Even if they say no, I still go ahead and pursue it.
Okay, so because of that, you didn't want to tell them?
No, I didn't want to tell them. My mom won't allow it. When I stopped Police Hospital, you know, we ran shifts. So I ended up in Okanshi. That's where all the marketing things started from. I learned on the field. A friend's auntie shop. And I started as a sales girl.
So hang on, let's backtrack a little. So you were practicing nursing, you enjoyed it, but you just felt like there was something more.
No, there was something
Yes,
knocking.
something
I just kept
knocking.
hearing the voice that I had to do something. And there's this particular voice that keeps saying United Stars. I didn't know. First, I wanted to even do friends that every year we just go and party and this thing. But I had to pray over it. And I'm like, no, why don't I transform into something else? Because I was already helping people. I didn't even add the dynamic. It wasn't DUSAF. It was only United Stars. A friend of mine who was part of my NGO, who as the president, actually brought the dynamic. He called me one night and was like, I understand the change you want to bring in society as a whole with all this impact you are making. So why don't we add dynamic to it to just maneuver and twist a little? Okay. And I'm like, okay, we can add dynamic.
So before dynamic, you were doing nursing and there's something that was telling you, you were just hearing United Stars.
United
you didn't know
Stars.
What it was. No. But you had to do something with it. You had to pursue it. So you left nursing.
Yeah.
You didn't tell your family. So when you left the house, because you were still living with them. So when you were leaving the house,
they'll ask me, where am I going to? And I'll tell them I'm going to visit a friend. Then the next time they'll ask, I'll leave home very early. They'll ask me, and I'm like, oh, I'm on morning shift. I'm on afternoon shift. So that's what I was using. The shift actually helped me. Mom, sorry, but I had to do that.
So where were you going? If you left early in the morning, where were you going?
Okaishi.
Okay, so how did you end up going to Okaishi and what was there?
Okay, so while I was in the nursing, my SHS friend that I helped
to get into school, the one who went to Labon.
No, not her. Another friend that I met.
You helped another person
that I helped there with feeding, everything that had to do. She was also my close friend.
Okay, so she was in school with you?
Yes, we met her when we went to Osusalim. Yes, and I called her. I'm like, there's something I want to do, and I want to stop work, but I don't have a job to finance what I want to do. I was like, oh, my auntie's shop is there. I can link you up. But the available job there is a sales girl. I don't think someone who has gone to school, nursing, will like it. And I'm like, no, we start from somewhere before we get somewhere. I want to take because I need the money. And when I went there and they told me the salary was 200 Ghana cedis, I'm like, wow.
Wait, what year was this?
It was it 2012? No, 2013.
So 2013. You left nursing, your profession,
and
accepted a job as a sales girl
in Okaishi.
That was paying you 200
Ghana
cedis a month.
Yes, the first pay I got was 1 cedi bundle too. I still remember it exactly.
Okay, so assuming, fine, there was an opportunity and you told your friend, we all need to start from somewhere. But now you heard the salary and you still, what kept you going?
It's always about the purpose and the vision. I knew where I was going and where I was entering. And I love talking and marketing already. I didn't know it was even called marketing.
You just knew that you were good at selling things.
I'm just good at selling. You know, dear. So far as I'll get money to finance everything, just give it to me. And I started. And it was difficult in Okaishi because the sweats, the market women, the noise, I'm like, oh, can I do this? But I think God had a reason for me being there because I didn't just end up as a sales girl. The woman picked up, began to love me, and I rose from a sales girl to a manager, then to a branch manager before I even left.
So what were you marketing? What were you selling?
As the Danish foods, their products, baking products, flavors and things. That's what I was actually marketing and selling to people. And when we have the Star of the Month, I've won several times there, so that's what kept me going. Because you have to mark, when you sell something that is on promo, you have to mark, take that yourself. So they'll give you your bonuses and monies. And it was fun. During those times, I had a lot of money, aside the 200 cedis. And
that's good. That's good to hear.
It went going.
That's good to hear. Okay, so from Okaishi, she rose all the way to become a branch manager at Dana's Foods. What was next for you?
In Dana's at Dana's Foods, my boss actually knew what I was doing, actually the NGO, because it started there too. And she was like, Debbie, you can't keep, because I had to, have to schedule my time for interviews, because that's when we actually made a way that we were honored at 40 under 40. So the interviews come in, the opportunities, and my boss lady called me one day. I was like, Debbie, I think you can't do two things at a time. And she
because
actually
it was beginning to affect the work and all that.
She actually told me that jack of all trades. I remember when she goes to my Instagram page, you're having too many followers. What are you doing on Instagram? She doesn't understand. I'm like, I don't do anything, no, but I'm more focused on my philanthropist aspect. I think that's why I'm getting the followers. But it was getting complicated, and things begin to, like, things that I started being happy about, I was unhappy about.
Things like what?
You know, when you are selling and your boss and you are okay, you are clicking. And then now the things have to turn that when she comes to work, she will not be talking to you. She will be like, the eye.
Full of tension.
No, yes. So I'm like, okay. Then one day I told her, I can't choose between your job and what God has told me to do or asked me. I'm on a mission. If you allow me, cool. If it's affecting your business, then I'm sorry. I'm not going to stop this because this is who I am. It's either you accept me for this now, and I'm not going to hide anything from you. If I have to go to an interview, I'll just let you know this is the time.
Pretend that you're somewhere else.
And this is in a way that even when I go on set or something, it's like I'm working with you, so it even gives you credit. But I think at that moment, she wasn't thinking that way.
Yeah, because she has a business to run. She has things to sell.
Exactly.
She's also feeding her family and paying other people.
Exactly. So I'm like, I don't want to cause you trouble. I'm going to take this race. At that time, to the salary, it was heavy. But I had another race that I had to leave. Although she even told me that if I stay behind, she's going to double it for me. I still chose to leave.
Okay. So now you left Dana's Fruits. And you were going to focus full-time on United Stars, your NGO that you had been building small, right? When you left Dana's Fruits, what was next?
I was strictly doing NGO, philanthropy.
So how are you doing? Because did you have an office? Were you meeting in people's houses? How are you finding people who you're supporting? And what kind of support were you giving to people at that point?
So we were actually feeding the streets. We did a full day feeding, playing with Good Shepherd Orphanage Home. That was the first project that we did. No, second, because we had to go to Autism Center to donate sewing machines to them. Yes, and it was a bit rough.
How are you finding the people to help?
My own people. A big thank you to my manager, James Abdul. He actually was back then my photographer. And he actually supported with his photography skills. My little brother, the stubborn one, will also be there supporting. And members were paying dues. So we were just using the dues. And, you know, my lucky number.
Very smart.
My lucky number always shines. It's, you know, when I go out and people give me money or dash me money, I save it. And that's how I was able to finance it. But I'm always grateful to my team members and associate partners. One person or one of the associate partners that has actually helped us to make a household name that is now as Dr. Abeku Agri-Santana of KFM. He's actually my godfather, so he's been supportive, and other associate partners that are underground.
Okay, so now let's talk about, you've mentioned Abeku Santana, who we know and love and respect in the media space. The media side of you, did he have a lot to do with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk briefly about that.
You know, I started as an MC, and I was MC events, programs, and stuff, and he called me one day and was like, Debbie, you are too special, and there's too much in you that you need to give out, aside your philanthropy. We need to position you in a way that you'll be able to give your full if you want to be in this media space. So, you know, when you go to events and program, the networking and stuff, and as soon as people hear that, yeah, goddaughter of Abeku Santana,
then they want to do something with you.
Exactly. And when he is going to programs, or he helped me with my ushering agency with Casapreco. There's a whole lot he's done for me. If I'm here, he's part of the reasons why Debbie is Debbie Queen now.
Okay. So Debbie Queen, you've mentioned the name that a lot of people who follow you will know. You are not the loudest person. You are not, as a lot of people would say, all over the place, but you've impacted so many people and at such a young age. What's next for you, your NGO, everything you do? Is there anything that we should be looking out for?
Yes, a lot. This Saturday, tomorrow, we are having the 3rd edition of Do Saf Praise. It's actually a praise and worship the 3rd edition. We bring associate partners, sister NGOs, friends and family members, people that have supported us to impact more life with our initiatives together. We thank God, because if it's not by His grace, I don't think when I come to you that I need 2,000 Ghana cedis, you openly give it to me. He has to touch you before you be able to give it. Exactly. So we have to thank Him for how how far He's brought us. And the theme is restoration. He has come, let God restore everything upon you. We have ministers like Kwesi Otin, Reverend Ambiam Danso, Jeffrey Norte, LMGH. It's packed up, and we are launching a new baby to help do stuff, raise more funds. That one, we will launch it there, so you have to be there. There is no excuse, you have to be there.
Hey, Debbie, you're putting me on the spot
You have to be there. But because of the COVID, we can't take more people, so we'll be streaming live on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. So Debbie, beyond Do Serve Praise tomorrow, what's your next dream? What's the next step? Because it seems like throughout your life, there's always something new. What's next?
You can expect it, because if I say it, you know, I want it to always be a surprise to people. But trust me, Debbie Queen is always on a journey. My manager will ask me, so won't you rest? Because always I'm bringing new ideas and they are scared. When I wake up, I'm like, no, I have to do this. I remember we took pictures of my talk show, new pictures for the 2nd edition of my Debbie Queen talk show. And I wore a black dress and a white top on it. And when the pictures came out, I told him that I look like a lawyer, so he should watch out.
That's the next thing. You have to fulfill. That's the next thing.
I have to fulfill my dad's promise. Because now I'm doing my mom's own and I'm doing my own. So I have to do my dad's own. So he should watch out. That lawyer thing, it will definitely come. It will come. I've started talking to my lawyers already, so they will have to start training me. So now I'll come and defend you.
No, I'm ready for you.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, so Debbie, very, very last question I have. What would you, there are a lot of young people who want to do things. You took a step and left a secure job and profession to go and earn 200 cedis. And this wasn't in 19 Kojoho. It was just within the 2000s, you know. So it wasn't a lot of money. It was even less than national service allowance. You did that, and it has taken you to meet so many people, and your network has grown so widely that you're able to get money from people to even do things you never imagined you could do. What do you want young people to know about chasing their dreams and then also chasing passion versus money?
You know, I always say that if you follow, I'm not a motivational speaker now. I'm not turning myself into one now.
Yeah, just speaking your truth.
Yes. You know, when you put money ahead of you, you always you mix your dreams with the target place that you want to reach. I always say that when you start something, you know, it's going to be difficult. When even you give birth to a baby, the baby has to crawl, walk before it can start running. So you start from somewhere before you get somewhere. And when you start a journey and no one is clapping for you, or no one tells you that you are doing great, oh wow, you're amazing, don't even listen to it. If they don't tell you or clap for you, just clap for yourself, because you know how far you've come and where you are going to. So they should just put in their mind that you have to take risks. When you start taking risks and you see the opportunities, that's when you'll be able to identify which opportunity you are supposed to take and the steps that is going to lead you to your dream doors.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Debbie. There's a message here. Someone says, this is Michael from Okanshi. He said, the story is real, and I know this story from day one. He's watching on Facebook. Michael is watching. And somebody else says, thank you for inspiring us this morning. The youth of today, sometimes we don't know where to get inspiration from. Seeing that you've done it and you're here and you know all these wonderful people and you're doing so much for young Ghanaians, I want to thank you. You've inspired me this morning. This one says, Debbie, you're a great woman and you're encouraging me to be one too. So brilliant messages. Debbie, Miss Debbie Oduro, Debbie Queen. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
I wish you all the best in the rest of your endeavors.
Thank you.
Keep pushing. You said you want to be the first president of Ghana. Yes. Female president of Ghana.
It's going to happen.
We look out for it.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So ladies and gentlemen, I've been speaking to Miss Debbie Oduro, Debbie Queen. She's a woman of many parts, a woman who knows how to chase dreams and turn them into realities. And I hope her story has inspired you. Sometimes we bring people like this not because we don't have anyone to bring, but it's not always about the people who are in the spotlight. There are people who you may not hear of, who you may not know, who are doing brilliant things and working in their corner to make Ghana better, to fix the country.